So hello students. So welcome to this revision session. So in this session we'll just look at some practice problems as part of your preparation for this upcoming grade 7 annual exam. Okay. So I've given you enough practice in class, but just in case you want to just practice, as a just the day before the exam, you want to practice something and get yourself familiar with the concepts a little more. So this is the reason. So let me start off with some 1 markers and 2 markers. So the thing is here, sometimes I've told you, it might be like a 1 marker might mandate more working like as much as a 4 marker, but you will only get 1 marks. So what we want ideally is the correct option. Let us say this is question number, let's say it comes as 3. For example, I'm just giving an example. And remember, in this practice session, I'm just giving questions. I'm not giving you the actual questions. This is for practice. So you in the final exam, the numbers will be changed. You may not get the exact numbers, same numbers. So as far as practice is concerned, this is good enough. This resource should help you. So look at this. The first question that we have is the multiplicative inverse of 0 is. Now, in the real number system, every number has an inverse except 0. For example, if I give the number 3, 3 is nothing but 3 upon 1. Its multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal as we know it is 1 upon 3. So if I give you a number, let's say 1 upon 7, its multiplicative inverse will be 7 upon 1, 7 upon 1. And 7 upon 1, 7 upon 1, the 1 in the denominator is redundant, so it becomes 7. So we have seen this. But what about 0? My question is multiplicative inverse of 0. So for 0, there is no multiplicative inverse. Okay. But doesn't mean there is it's 1 upon 0 I'm talking about. We know that division by 0 is not defined in the system in maths. In the world of maths, division by 0 is not defined. Division by 0 is not defined. Okay. So it means you will, if you give any of the options, it is incorrect. So option 0 is incorrect, 1 is incorrect, -1 is incorrect. The correct option is not defined. So how I would want you to answer is, like I've already informed this, I'm just repeating this here for you. You write question number 3, option D. Don't write not defined, don't write long statements. So these are 1 markers, mostly will be direct questions. Okay, so most of it you can do it mentally, orally itself. You will have reading time. No, when you go through itself, you'll be able to understand. Okay, this will be the answer. That will be the answer. Just put the option. Okay, and if you write 3 A or D, for example, then I will not be in a position to give you marks because you should not give me a choice. There's only one correct answer. Remember, for all of the MCQs, there'll be 12 1-mark questions. So for all of them, only one option is correct. So moving on, the probability based questions. So we have spoken so much about probability in class, isn't it? So probability is it's a measure of chance. Okay, maybe, might be, can be. All right. The probability of it raining on a given day is 0.t. So I told you, you can define an event like E is probability of raining, right? E is what? Probability of raining, which is 0.8. Probability of raining. This is the probability of raining. It's the probability of it raining on a given day. So E bar will be the event exactly in opposite to this. Like in English, we say antonyms, right? Similar to that. So E bar will be not raining, probability of not raining. What are the chances of not raining? Probability of not raining. So raining, you see, either it rains or it doesn't rain. So I told you these are complementary events. So probability of E plus probability of E bar will be opposite of E, will be equal to 1. Now in decimals, I've given you 0.8. So write 1 in decimal language, it will be 1.0. So just plug in the values. 0.8 plus probability of E bar will be 1.0. So probability of E bar will be, you take that 0.8 from the left-hand side, take it to the right-hand side, it becomes negative 1.0 minus 0.8. Okay, so what will it be? It is 0.2. I think you all know subtraction here, 0.2. So in the options, if you'll be getting if A, B, C, D, in that one of the options will be the correct option. Write that option. Okay, so be very careful here. It's 1.1 in the decimal language, and you should be careful in subtraction here. Do not make mistakes here. 1.0 minus 0.8. One more thing, remember probability cannot be improper fraction. I can't have probability as 5 by 4. 4 by 5 is allowed. 4 by 5 is our 0.8. 8 by 10, which is 0.8. You can't have probability as negative. Okay, probability will always lie between 0 and 1. For a certain event, probability is 1. For an impossible event, it is 0. For an event that cannot happen. Next is, in a right angle triangle, the legs are 10 centimeters and 24 centimeters, the legs. Okay. Find the measure of the hypotenuse. So for this, you should have a knowledge of the triplets. We have given you a lot of triplets, right? So 3, 4, 5, and they're blown up versions. So you can multiply all of them by a fixed number, all of them by 2, all of them by 3, all of them by 5. You'll get the blown up versions. So what is so special about these triplets? They will always form the sides of a right angle triangle. And the longer one, uh, the longer number in this triplets, the larger number corresponds to your hypotenuse. So if you look at 3, 4, 5, I know that 3 and 4 will be the legs. Legs are the non-hypotenuse sides. That is the sides which make up the 90 degrees. The larger side will be 5, which is the hypotenuse. So now if I know one more triplet, 5, 12, 13. Yes, then there are 7, 24, 25, 8, 15. We'll see them later. There are a lot of triplets. But I've given you a list. That list is important. Remember, learn the triplets from that list. Memorize them. See, memorizing means you have to understand them and remember that the largest number corresponds to the hypotenuse. So there's a thing that you need to remember as well. So 3 square plus 4 square will be equal to 5 square. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25, and that was nothing but 5 square. So the square of leg 1 plus the square on leg 2 will be square of hypotenuse. Now we have the 5, 12, 13 triplet, right? So 5, 12, 13 is also a triplet. So if the legs are 5 and 12, the hypotenuse will be 13. If you take its blown up version, what will you expect? 10, yes. So you should be able to identify when I give you any sum from which base triplet it has been taken. 10, 5 becomes 10. So it's blown up by a factor of 2. 12 is blown up by a factor of 2. It becomes 24. So 13 when blown up will become 26. So if I give you the options, the correct answer will be 26. If 10 and 24 are the legs, 26 will be the hypotenuse. Okay. So you should be careful. So you should know your triplets for this. So I will just write down the triplets once. You also learn them. 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24 and 25, 8, 15, 17, 9, 40, 41, 11, 60, 61, 12, 35, 37, okay, 16, 63, 65, 20, 21, 29. There are many more. But as far as your ICC curriculum is concerned, for grade 7, it's enough if you know this much, okay? And they're blown up versions. So it's like, for example, 9, 40, 41. So if I give you a right angle triangle like this and say 9 to, okay, this is 18, this is 80. So blown up version of 9 by 2 is 9 2s are 18, 42s are 80. So 41 2s is 82. This will be 82 hypotenuse. So that you should know. So for that you should know the base triplets. So make a list and memorize the base triplets, learn the base triplets. And you should know also, I told you the squares of the numbers. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. Like that till what? If you can recall, I told you in school, in class, I told you till 25 square is 625. Till here you should know. You should know the squares because it is very important and it will help you in all these kind of problems. Even in mensuration, area of a square, perimeter, in all these related concepts, it becomes helpful. Not only in triangles, not only for Pythagorean triplets, here also it's helpful. So moving on, let's look at a sum from decimals. So this is way back we did in June 0.0048 divided by 0.8. So the trick is try to make your denominator as a whole number as much as possible. So here, if you look here, if I want to make the denominator as 8, in decimal language 8 is good as 8.0, isn't it? So what I can do is I need to jump the decimal, make the decimal point jump by 1 to the right. Same treatment to give it to the numerator. From here it has to go here. So this is achieved by what? So in this, what you're doing is you're multiplying by 10, numerator and denominator. In other words, how you treat the denominator, in the same manner you treat your numerator. So it jumps by 1 to the right, even the denominator, it jumps by 1 to the right. So what happens? I get 0.048. See, now it has come before the immediate 0 before 4. So 0048, it became 0.048. So be very careful. I made one jump towards the right because it becomes 8.0 now. So it comes to the point came to the right of 8, and this is nothing but 0.048 divided by 8. Yeah. So this will be, you can 0.006. If you're still confused, what you can do is, you can do it, you can treat it like this: 0.048 divided by 8. So this will be, what will be 0.048? So 1, 2, 3 jumps, isn't it? So it becomes 48 divided by 1000. So why did I make it 1000? It became 48, or 48 means 48.0. Point is here now, a point, into 8. Okay, 8 ones are 8 6 are. So this 6 by 1000. 6 by 1000 is 0.006. So this division we've already covered. You can do it directly, or you should be able to do it in this format. Okay, so 6 by 1000. You can do it like this also. But first, see that you convert your denominator to a whole number. Next is coming to mean. Find the mean of the first 7 natural numbers. So mean or average, I told you, it is sum of observations divided by number of observations. Don't write long English statements. Just be minimal. Write just the formula in maths. So what are the observations? What are my observations? First natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is their sum? Let's add them up. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay, quickly add along with me. So 7 plus 6, 13 plus 5, 18 plus 4, 22 plus 3, 25, 20, 27, 28. Sum is 28. Okay. So when sum is 28, n is the number of observations, isn't it? Formula is S by n. N is 7. How many observations am I taking? 7. Natural numbers are numbers from 1 to 3. Counting numbers are also called, isn't it? So mean is what? S by n. That is sum by number. Sum is 28. This 28. Number of observations is 7. So it is 4. Okay. So it was 4. Fine. All right. So keep this aside, and remember, if you go wrong in finding the sum, adding all of them, if you go wrong there, the entire thing will go wrong. So mean is 8 in this case. So remember this. Okay, next is Cinderella walks 360 meters. This is distance in 2 minutes. Time. I want to calculate the speed in meters per second. See, if I say meters per minute, you would have said 360 by 2. 2 ones are 2 18s are 180 meters per minute. But remember, I'm asking you per in second. So what you have to do is you have to convert the time to seconds. See, what is speed equal to? It is distance upon time, d upon t, or distance upon time. Understand this. So what is distance? 360 meters. Fine. Now what is time? Time is given in minutes. And you know, 1 minute is how many seconds? 60 seconds. Because I've asked you the speed in meters per second. That is the standard, right? The standard way of representing is kilometers per hour or meters per second. So convert this. Meters per second is 60 meters per second, right? So 60 seconds is 1 minute. So 2 minutes will be 2 into 60. You're converting denominator into 60. So this, you know what happens here? So 2 into 60, 0, 0 will cancel. So 6 2s are 12, no? 12, 12 ones are 12 3s are 36. It is 3 meters per second. So she's covering 3 meters. So if the options are given, be very careful, because I'm asking you to find the speed in meters per second. So in that case, it will be 3 meters she's covering. It means every second, in 1 second, she has covered how much? 3 meters. You know what is a 3 meter, right? Clear? Is it clear? Okay, next is 30% of a number is 24. Find the number. So 30%. Now I'm not finding 30% of 24. Remember, be very careful here. So it is 30% of a number. See, one method of doing this, divide by 3. 30% becomes 10%. 24 divided by 3 is 8. If 10% is 8, 100% will be 80. 100% means the number itself. This is arithmetic method. If you're looking for algebra, you have to say let the number be x. So don't write long statements. Just keep it minimal. I told you x or a or whatever. 30% of x is equal to 24. So 30% is 30 upon 100 into x is 24. 0, 0 cancels. So I'm left with 3 upon 10 x into x means it's understood, it's 24. So the 10 goes up, 24 into 10. I'm crossing the equation sign, equality sign, right? And 3 comes down.